Hello and welcome back to the Sesh. We've got a bit of a comparison video for you today. It's Renaissance's latest Terroir series, New Zealand versus England and England versus New Zealand, respectively. What are they, Sam?
Well, we've got a pair of lovely ESBs weighing in at 5.9% alcohol. The same recipe in both, the only difference being the malt and hops grown in England for one beer and New Zealand for the other. So it'll be interesting to see how much difference there is.
I think it could be quite exciting and, of course, replete with World Cup references. Does anyone here follow the World Cup? I don't, rather.
Yeah, I see it pop up on Twitter.
I heard South Africa lost to Japan last night and I thought that was quite funny. But aside from that, that's really my only connection. But anyway, back to the beer. What are we going to do with these, Dave?
Two ESBs, both alike in dignity, only difference being country of origin for those key ingredients. We're going to see if we can taste the difference. We have blind bagged two bottles here. We have no idea which is in each of these. We're going to try them, express some thoughts, work out which is which, and more importantly, which is better. We'll start with the beer on your left.
Can we tell? Or are we full of crap? So, I mean, across the board, we will be looking for fruity, passion fruity, grassy things from the New Zealand example, and slightly warmer, slightly more laid back, slightly more gentle flavours from the English example. I don't expect them to look any different, but I suppose we will see.
They have Fuggles and Goldings as our hops in both cases, and I personally find Fuggles to be, whether New Zealand grown or English grown, a little bit subtle, a bit weak for my taste. But the Goldings may fortify that a bit.
Well, they're both very old-fashioned as hops go, so they're not as expressive as some of these newer rockstar varieties, as they're called. But
which is fair enough for an ESB. You don't want the explosive pine needles, passion fruit, and plutonium hit.
So yes, they look identical.
Yeah, just hold up a little colour comparison there, Dave, for the
sure.
secondary camera.
Here is the beer from your left,
So let's not mix them up either.
and then our left.
Well, this all goes wrong.
I think my left, stage left, has a little more fizz to it.
Oh, let's find
Yes,
out.
it is. I'm seeing that too.
Yeah,
Okay.
Right, well, I'm going to start with glass on the right.
sounds good. So this one
Smells gentle.
Gentle, just a little bit, maybe just a tiny bit cardboardy.
A bit fugglesy.
Nice and sweet, good sort of caramel toffee malts there.
Yeah,
Definitely an
a little
ESB,
toffee sweetness to it.
but I'd
Gently
be
bitter, but
mad to
more-
make a call before I tried them both. So
More
they-
underlying hops are there. Not as syrupy or creamy as I'm used to in an ESB. Not
on
as bitter
the-
either, oddly, but
On the left,
that's more lively on the nose.
I think this is a little fruitier. Maybe a little fresher. I think I'm forming an opinion, but we'll see, we'll see.
Yes.
So as far as the nose is speaking to me, I think the glass on the left is probably the New Zealand, but
Yeah.
we will see.
I'm veering
We
the
will
same
see.
way. England, New Zealand.
It's less foosty.
I'm going to try them though.
I have raced ahead and already indulged. I stand firm in that assessment.
Still think it's English. Let's see.
Just visually, yeah, the one
On
on
the
my
left?
right has a lot more head retention than the left.
What I am wondering, though, if my perceptions are being clouded by having mainly tried English beer, which has been shipped over from the old country, and of course has been sitting much longer, and therefore have aged differently.
Well, the hops we're going to be getting here will be a lot fresher. I don't know how much difference that makes if they're all vac packed.
Well, they should be pretty well okay. If
In this
they're
case,
backpacked.
both the beers are equally fresh, where there's been no 12 months of on a sailing ship dodging whales and icebergs,
No,
screened across the.
but if you don't use fresh
thunderous
ingredients,
seas.
you don't get fresh produce.
Indeed.
Right, well, are we ready to make a call?
Yes, I'm thinking we have England and New Zealand.
New Zealand? I agree. England, New Zealand. What do you think?
Yeah, that sounds
England, New
pretty
Zealand.
good to
Well,
me,
we're going to
yeah.
be all right or all wrong.
It could be a disaster.
Let's open the fish and chips and see.
We may just be exactly
Should've brought a
mirroring
knife.
what we have in the other bottles there.
It's like Christmas.
It is like Christmas.
Really disappointing
Oh.
Christmas.
New Zealand versus England.
How about
Oh, we're wrong! We're
Completely
horribly
backwards.
wrong.
Oh.
Look at that. Consistency. Consistency.
Consistently wrong.
So, in fact, the fruitier example, the more lively example, is from England.
Right.
Who would have thought?
That's fascinating.
Well, it's a freshly made beer, from our perspective, using English ingredients, which you don't always get to try. Usually, if we have an English beer with English ingredients, it's been shipped over. It is much older to begin with.
How fascinating and embarrassing.
Yeah. Well, hopefully the rugby does slightly better than that.
Oh, who knows? Who knows? I'm not sure we'll be against England for quite a while, but what they are both is pretty good beers. They're a much fresher style of ESB, English ESB, than we normally get over here. Not that we don't make it. Dales and Townsend's produce some very, very good local ESBs, and probably they're the ones I would go for if I wanted something fresher, because as Dave said, a lot of the English examples have come rather a long way, and they haven't always been kept in what you might call mint condition. So they're a bit deflated when they get here. So always go for a local example if there's one available. But these, in the English style and absolutely the English style, everything but the brewery, are really, really good examples of something you'd get sort of more in country, I think.
As beers, I'm less partial, I'm afraid. I'm used to ESBs, which are much more red, much more heavy and creamy, and much more bitter too. These seem more of a, just on my palate, much more of a gentle, pale flavour.
Well, ESBs are, it's a bit of a broad spectrum definition, really. ESBs can go a very long way, one way or another. Just like IPAs can, or just like porters can be anything under the sun almost these days. Though you won't see black ESBs, thankfully. Black ESBs not on the table just yet, although now that I've said it, I'll probably tipping the chocolate malt in as we speak, but never mind.
Oh, they're both perfectly fine, enjoyable beers. Just not what I'd look for. If I was going for an ESB, this wouldn't be my first choice. It's not, in my mind, on my palate, the quintessential ESB.
Though if you're going for an ESB, I think they're perfectly recommendable as a very fresh English style, which is very, very hard to get outside of England itself. So certainly have a wee look and do the comparison yourself and see if you can do a little bit better. But take our failure to heart. It's not quite what you think. The old rules don't apply when you're dealing with fresh beer. Anyway, this has been the Sesh. I hope that was informative at the very least. Catch us soon for some other beer-related shenanigans, and keep well in the meantime. And good luck, New Zealand, if that means anything to you, or England. You know, I'm sure they both deserve to win. Cheers. That was way less spilly than I thought it would be. Well, as far as the nose is telling me, I think number left is the New Zealand.